You're standing in the garage, staring at that old mower that started to feel more like a relic than a tool, and you're wondering if you should shell out for a new machine or just give the current one a serious upgrade. It's a real dilemma because nobody wants to waste money on a part that ends up gathering dust, and you're probably thinking, will this actually make my mower run like it's new again? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Those questions are exactly why I'm diving into the Toro Electric Clutch Kit, Part 11096997, to see if it's the kind of fix that earns your hard-earned dollars or just another piece of hardware that looks good on paper. First off, let's talk about what an electric clutch does for a Toro mower. In the simplest terms, it's the component that connects the engine's power to the drive wheels when you hit the throttle, and disengages when you let off. When the clutch starts to slip or fail, you'll notice the mower jerking, the wheels losing traction, or the engine revving without actually moving the deck forward. That's the exact scenario the electric clutch kit is built to resolve. If you've been fighting that laggy feeling every time you try to cut a patch of grass, you've probably already felt the frustration of a compromised clutch. Who should consider this kit? If you own a Toro push mower or a small riding mower that still has a functional engine but the drive feels deadbeat, the electric clutch kit is a very logical fix. It's also a solid option for anyone who's comfortable doing a bit of DIY work. Removing the old clutch, swapping in the new unit, and reconnecting the wiring isn't rocket science, but it does require a screwdriver, a basic set of hand tools, and a willingness to follow a service manual. Homeowners who mow a medium-sized lawn weekly, landscaping pros who rely on a reliable drive system for a few hundred square feet each day, and even hobbyists who keep a vintage Toro alive for the love of it will all find value here. On the flip side, you should skip this kit if you're dealing with a mower that's already showing multiple signs of wear beyond the clutch, like a cracked deck, a struggling engine, or a rusted frame. The kit won't magically fix a dying engine or a bent wheel axle. Also, if you're not comfortable with taking apart a mower's drivetrain, the installation might end up being more trouble than it's worth. In those cases, the time and money spent could be better allocated toward a replacement mower or a professional repair service. Now, let's get into the practical strengths. The most obvious win is compatibility. Toro designs this clutch specifically for its own line of equipment, so you won't be fighting a mismatch of bolt patterns or electrical connectors. That means fewer headaches during installation and a smoother integration with the existing control system. Users who have swapped the kit into a 20-inch push mower reported that the throttle response went from sluggish to immediate. Press the pedal and the wheels bite the ground without that lag you're used to. That immediate improvement translates directly into less time spent wrestling with the machine and more time actually mowing. Another strength is durability. The electric clutch is built to handle the torque that a typical Toro mower generates, which, for most residential lawns, is plenty. Because it's an electric unit rather than a purely mechanical clutch, it tends to have fewer moving parts that can wear out unevenly. In the long run, that translates into a longer service life than a cheap, generic aftermarket clutch you might be tempted to pick up. If you've ever replaced a clutch on a mower only to have it fail again after a few seasons, you'll appreciate the peace of mind that comes from a part that's engineered for the brand's own specifications. What about the weaknesses? The most common trade-off with any OEM-specific part is price. The Toro Electric Clutch Kit isn't the cheapest option on the market, especially when you compare it to generic alternatives that might be found on auction sites. However, the higher cost is essentially paying for that exact fit and the assurance that you won't encounter unexpected compatibility issues. Another practical consideration is that the kit is a single, standalone component. If your mower has additional electrical issues like a failing ignition coil or a corroded battery, those problems won't be solved by the clutch alone. It's a great fix for the drive system, but it won't act as a catch-all for all electrical gremlins. Installation time is another realistic point to bring up. For someone who's done a basic mower service before, swapping the clutch will probably take about an hour, give or take the time needed to locate the service manual and double-check torque settings. If you've never opened the underside of a mower, expect a learning curve. The kit does come with a set of basic instructions, but they assume a